Hi, hello everybody. Welcome to the second clinic of Michal's Cafe. Today we are going to talk about building your own website. I'm going to tell you why this is important, even as STEM people. I'm going to tell you how to do it and what you should put in there. I know that all of you are obviously in college and you don't necessarily have a business or you don't offer any services, but there is a huge value to having a unique platform online where you can showcase who you are and what you can do in your profession. Starting to build your professional presence online at a young age is even more beneficial because you are creating a positive image around your brand name. I know you're not used to referring to yourself as a brand, but you are a brand. Each and every one of you here, you are a brand, the brand of you. Having your own website where you can kind of like shape your own voice and saying whatever it is that you think is best and however you see yourself. It's kind of like having a resume, a portfolio, and also it's kind of a requirement for people to be able to trust you and do business with you or hire you for a job or a global space. So when it comes to starting to look for a job, you got to look and carefully analyze what do people see when they search your name on Google. Are you producing online content that is in your area of expertise? And will that help people in one way or another? Is it going to be able to promote your work? So potential employment opportunity is another really cool thing. Last week I was approached by a small business company that sells swimming equipment. The company was searching the web for people that can try their equipment, and they approached me because I'm a swimmer. But they came across my website and they sent me an email. They said that they need help with their marketing campaign, and especially with building up their website. They said that they're especially intrigued by my cafe and asked me if I would like to take their website as a project. Just like that, I have a small job offer simply by having an online presence, and this can happen to each and every one of you. This person that approached me really didn't know anything about me, but the fact that he saw everything I can do made him trust me, just like I said, and they feel like they know what type of person I am. So now I'd like to show you my personal website. It's Michal Sophia. You can look at it on your own, but I'm just gonna kind of show you what it is and what's on it. The idea is that it's really showing who am I, and it's kind of a representative of me as a person. So there's a picture of me chasing my next goal in the marketing world. That's like my line. And then over here you can sign up for Michal's Cafe if you didn't know. A little bit about me, kind of like my mission statement, what am I looking for? So when a person is going on my website, he kind of knows what he should approach me with. My collaborations and creative work, if you click on it, you can go and see what I did. And then a blog, which is the heart of the website. On the blog, I'm really putting everything that I do, all of my homework assignments, all of the essays that I made, all of the things that I took part in that I want to show people what I can do and how I do it. The About Me page is more of like my story. This is a really cool opportunity for you to tell who you are, what you did. You have to remember that like you are you. There's nobody else like you. There's nobody else that's going to have your story. It's your power really, and it's your way to differentiate yourself from others. The most important part really on the website is a resume. So when you click over here, download full resume, you can open the file in a PDF. See that the resume is kind of laying out in a more creative marketing way. So my skills, my work experience, obviously WISE is right up here, and my education, where I'm getting my master's and my undergrad, my activities and honors, and that's it. The last part is the blog, which is where I'm putting everything. And here you can contact and have coffee on me, where you can leave your name, email, and message, and you submit it, and I get it on my email. So this is one example to show you what a personal website can look like. And this was like my quarantine project. It's a really cool opportunity to try on some entrepreneur things. It's kind of like the trial and error process of going through it and seeing what you're doing and what can you offer and what are you good at, is a way for you to kind of figure out, hey, maybe I can do this. Like, this is pretty cool. I really like this and enjoy this. You're promoting yourself. The more professional presence you will have online, the more you have to offer to others on your website, the better it is later on in the future. So I know you might say, well, I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and I can promote my work there. And these are obviously very important. I'm a marketing major, and I'm not going to tell you these are not important, but there is 3.2 billion searches on Google per day. And that's because people are looking for solutions to their problems. Will they find you online when they're looking for a solution? Even if it's just a homework assignment or an inspiration from your project or from your portfolio, are they going to find you there? So you will brand yourself, you'll build audience, you'll learn new skills such as creativity and writing. Hopefully you got convinced, you attended the clinic, you want to build your own website. What type of personal websites are there? There's a resume type personal website, which is kind of like a cover letter of who I am, my resume, and that's it. Just something fancy to put on your actual resume. And then there's more of a blog-centric, a portfolio, which is something that I kind of want to encourage STEM students to do. I know it's kind of hard to think of what type of work you can put on your portfolio, but you got to get creative with it. So for me, it might be a little bit easier because I do a lot of writing, a lot of video editing, and these type of things, like campaigns that I can show. But it doesn't mean that astronomy or civil engineering or biology or computer science can't show what they do. If you were working on a coding project, put it out there. Put a little snippet of the coding and write about how was it for you. If you are a civil engineer major and you had a really cool project where you had to, sorry if I'm not using the correct language for that, but if you had to build type of structure, put it out there. Explain how was it for you. And then there's also online shop and gallery. Gallery is more for photographers and things like that. Online shop for small businesses, but doesn't really mind us right now. What should you have on your website? Absolutely high resolution photos of you. So what I mean by that is, don't take a selfie of yourself and put it out there. It doesn't look very professional. You should definitely have, like, from a professional camera. So whether it's a classmate or a family member or a friend that can take pictures of you, or in a career fair. I know that we are unable to go face-to-face right now, but eventually you will be able to. They are always offering headshot pictures. You should have your story. We talked about that. You are unique, and your story really matters, and it's the person that you are. And you can share as little or as much as you want, really. You should have your portfolio. You should have your resume and experience. You should have a contact email and links to your social media accounts. And that is, again, to make it easier for your potential employer to see who you are. Because 75% of employers nowadays, when they're seriously considering a candidate, they're going to go on their social media and see what they're up to. So here we are in the very heart of the clinic today. My recommendations for building your website for free is 3. I got the chance to work with all 3 of them. That's why I'm recommending them, because they're easy. They're offering good templates, unless you're upgrading it to a premium, which is also recommended, but you got to start somewhere. So the website that I showed you is was built on Wix. Wix is probably my favorite one. Also, I'm biased because Wix was created by an Israeli, so I kind of want to support. But Squarespace is awesome. They're creating super clean and very clear websites that I really like. And WordPress is the oldest one out of the 3, but also very straightforward, not too hard. This is for the lazy people. It's called somebody.io. So when you will build your website, it's going to be somebody.io and then Michal. So that's kind of like getting a short website name without actually paying for it. So it's kind of very, 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 very simple website for you. It's kind of showing who you are, what's your resume, and what is your work. So if you want to take the easy way and you don't want to put too much time, effort into it, you just want to have an online presence, this is a good option for you. I've never built something like here, but this takes literally 5 minutes. So it looks like this. You have a picture of yourself, your name, your story, your work. Some of the work is clickable. Some of the work is unclickable. It's just like, hey, I did this, but you can't see anything about it. And then get in touch. So all the basics in one page. What can be better? I want to show you 2 more things. This one is something that a friend showed me. It's called education.github.com/pack. There's just tons of like free services that usually cost a lot of money for students. And this is also where I got my domain name. It's called the GitHub Student Developer Pack. So for example, you can get Canva Pro for free, 12 months subscription for free, which usually it's like $15 a month. You go to name.com, which is where I got my domain name, and then you get 1 free domain name and free advanced security. So if you use the free version of WordPress and Squarespace and Wix, you get this like funky long URL. And obviously, like, you don't have to invest in it, but if you want something short and catchy on your resume, you are probably going to go to name.com. You have to press get your pack to enable in order to activate all of these. Some of them are really, really cool. But again, like I just recommend to go over it and see if there's anything specific you want. Interview Cake, for example, makes coding interviews a piece of cake with practice questions, data structures, and algorithm reference pages, cheat sheets, and more. Sounds like something that I would use if I was coding interviews. And the second thing I want to show is that it's really, 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 really important as a one more rule of thumb to stay really consistent with your colors, your fonts, and your information. And what I mean by that. So this is something that I experienced with on my first website, that I got really excited with all of the features and all the colors and all the like the fonts and the design and stuff like that. Every page on my website looked completely different. And it doesn't show consistency. And obviously it would have been a big problem for me, given that I'm a marketing major, but you got to start somewhere. How do you get colors that are consistent? There's this really, really cool website that allows you to get colors for your website that look good together. It's a really cool generator for colors. So the way it works is like you pick your favorite color. My favorite color is purple. And you press on the space button and then it's changing. And I'm like, oh, that's an excellent color for me. I'm gonna lock it. I also really like this type of black. I'm gonna lock it. And then I'm pressing the space and it's only going to show me the other colors that work well with the colors that I already choose. So the more colors you lock, the less options you have. So if I want to go with like 2 bold colors and 2 other kind of like generic colors, this could be a good combination. So I'm gonna go with this. No, I like this one because it's a little cooler. This is too colorful. No, I like this and this. So it's kind of like a nice harmony in my eyes. And then I decide that this one is gonna be my background. This one's gonna be headlines. This one is going to be special fonts. This one's going to be the sidebar. And this one's going to be the little print notes. So that's one tip for colors. My recommendation with fonts is to pick 3 good fonts and to decide what font is going to be for headline, which font is going to be for body text, and which one is going to be for secondary headline, and just stick with it, because if you're going overboard and starting to use different fonts, it's not going to look as professional. And lastly, consistency with information is keeping all of your contact information, for example, the same across all of the pages. So when your website becomes really big, it might be a little harder to maintain everything and to make sure that all of the pages is up to date, which is why I also don't recommend having a lot of pages and just keeping everything under the same platform. But make sure that if you change your cell phone, for example, it is changed everywhere. And if you change your email address, for example, you want to make sure it's changed everywhere. You want to always have your resume, for example, your resume page under constructions, because you're always going to be able to add more things. I know that I've taken a lot more internships since my undergraduate, and I can't just, hand over my undergraduate resume. This is, by the way, the website that I used to have, that I built it for a class, and it was just really, really unorganized, as you can see. And this is kind of bring me to my last point too. I have different fonts in here, different colors, and it's not well organized. There's too many tabs. The tabs are not really connected to each other. I have a resume, that's great, but then sample writing pieces, whatever that means. Where are you sampling that to? News about me, more fun projects, presentations. Now, obviously, all of these fun projects or presentations are all under blog, which makes it a lot easier. But this was my first website, which is still on, but I don't use it anymore. This is a reminder and encouragement to all of you to build your own, to have an online presence out there, to start thinking about how you're branding yourself and how you're looking online. And that's it. That's all I have. I am really grateful that you came today and you took the time to advance a skill for you and to hear kind of, hopefully, information that is useful for you. And that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it.